Hello, this is Reddithin, and welcome to PPL Week 1. A little late, sorry about that. That's this hopefully only going to be the only time this season that happens. I just kind of got a new job recently, and it's been taking up a lot of time, and I just kind of had to get settled with that. But here it is now. Like with NPA, I'm not doing a draft analysis, so you can see my draft to the side. And like I said with NPA, hopefully just over time you'll see you'll start to see kind of like my reasoning behind drafting all my stuff, and I'll kind of try to explain that some over the course of the season. But yeah, so back on Showdown actually for the team builder. I decided I just like that better for team builders rather than using Citra. Just because I think it's nicer to see all the EVs and stuff, even if it is not nearly as pretty. But I don't know. I'm gonna try Showdown again for a while for team builders. But I don't know. I might end up going back to Citra. It's just for the sake of time right now that this is probably the best. So yeah, let's just go right into it as we're facing Jack and the Melbourne Victory Star. Sorry, I had to kind of blank there, but yeah. So shoot, you didn't see that. Okay. You did not see what just happened. I'm actually okay. Anyway, so first off, we have Greninja. Also, sorry the sprites are not loaded. I have to do this offline because I don't have internet at the moment. So yeah, Wi-Fi's kind of down. So oh well. You can still see what it is. Still have the mini spread up there. But anyway, this thing just was really good in this matchup. This was actually the first thing I put in this team. That's why it's actually first on my order. Dark Bolts, Water Shuriken, Low Kick Spikes, Expert Belt. Really, if you just look at his team, this kind of just destroys him. Spike's really nice because it makes Excadrill forced to take damage. Of course, Water Shuriken can revenge Excadrill in sand after it's been weakened enough. Dark Pulse hits pretty much his entire team. It hits, and then everything it doesn't hit, like the Tyranitar and the QRMB. Those both take a ton from low kick, and I think it's actually an Oko on Tyranitar. QRMB is a 2 KO. So yeah, the only thing it really doesn't hit very well is the Rabombi. But I mean, I wasn't really gonna hit that too well anyway, especially because it even outspeeds me, so I'm forced to switch out when it comes in anyway. Rabombi is actually really scared of, and I'll get more into that in a bit. My team's really weak to Sticky Web. It also just outspeeds the majority of my team and does a lot of damage. So I was afraid of the Rabombi. But yeah, so that's it for Greninja. Next up is Tapu Koko with Thunderbolt, Dazzling Gleam, Taunt, and U-Turn. This thing was my dedicated lead. If you led Tyranitar, even if it's Scarfed, I can outspeed and U-Turn. Even if it tries to go to Excadrill, then I still get the momentum there. It leads with the Rabombi. I can Taunt, so it can't set up webs or Quiver Dance. And then Thunderbolt and Dazzling Gleam, his only good electric check is Excadrill. Of course, the only good Coco check, it's Excadrill. QRMB gets one-shotted by Twinkle Tackle. As does Gourgeist, and then Luxray can't really do much to me back, and it just takes a lot from Dazzling Gleam. So, yeah, he really did not like Coco at all. I also had Taunt on there just for the Mew, so it couldn't keep recovering on me. So, yeah, Coco was really good in this matchup despite the Excadrill. That's kind of just why I put U-Turn on there. But one of the other reasons I had Excadrill, I can't speak to that, I'm sorry. One of the other reasons I had Tapu Koko on there was because Lucha. And one really, really good thing about him having Excadrill, even though I have a Koko, is that if I'm able to U-turn Excadrill and bring in Lucha just sets up. Excadrill can't Oko this, under any circumstances outside of a crit. Because, of course, I get the defense boost with Electric Seed. So I'm just free to Swords Dance and then Drain Punch and Acrobatics to victory. So that was really my the main way I was going to win this game. I knew, because he had such a good matchup against me. His team is just really scary as it is. Having QRMB with like Sticky Web, with Sand Offense, and like a Mew to top it all off, his team is just kind of ridiculous. So this was really my best way to win this game. The only things that I was really afraid of stopping this, that was the Luxray and the Mew. So I had to make sure those were weakened before I bring that in. But if I'm able to get this thing in on Excadrill with those things weakened and set up a Swords Dance, then I just win pretty much. So that was kind of my strategy. That's also why I put Taunt in the Coco. Another reason I was talking about stopping the Mew from roosting, or roosting or soft boiling, because in the event that I come in on a Mew and it's like at half health, I can just taunt it, and then we're good. Like, you know, Hawlucha's good there. So yeah, Hawlucha just really good. Of course, I got Acrobatics and Drain. Substitute, I mainly got Substitute on there, just so I could like set up on Gourgeist easier in case it like tried to like stay in and Will-O-Wisp me. I almost went High Jump Kick there, just so I could get more damage on stuff. But yeah, it was kind of a toss-up between those two. I ended up just going with Substitute though. Next up is Goodra with Draco Meteor, Fire Punch, Superpower, and Dragon Tail, Assault Vest. This was my main switch-in for Swellow mainly. Swellow, I think, is kind of like an underrated threat still. Like, a lot of people don't see it and like be like, oh, it's a Swellow, I should be afraid of that. But like, I've seen enough of Swellow to know that Boom Burst can hurt, and with my team, I kind of needed something that could come in and take that, because Swellow's fast, especially if he's got like the Sticky Web. Then I mean, I kind of just got no answer for that. So Goodra was my response for that. Draco Meteor kills it. Draco Meteor just does a ton to his team, like, and his only fairy being Rabombi. Then of course I can just Fire Punch it, which is a 2-hit KO, but it's nice because it keeps it from potentially like setting up Quiver Dances and stuff. And then we just got Superpower and Dragon Tail. Superpower for the was to catch the Excadrill off guard, in case he comes in and thinks I'm like fully special and tries to set up or something after the Spidef drop, or brings in Tyranitar and I just surprise that with the Superpower. And then it's got Dragon Tail because you know, he's got stuff that could set up, and figured, you know, might as well. Especially if I'm gonna have like spikes up and be able to keep hazards on the field. That would be useful. And next up is Kangaskhan. Fake Out, Crunch, Drain Punch, Wish, fully offensive. Fake Outs for the Fake Out mainly is actually for the Rabombi. I understand that it does have Shield Dust, so it doesn't flinch when it gets fake outed. Fake outed? I don't know. But it's still the best priority move to hit it because Sucker Punch, of course, is resisted. So, yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got Fake Out for mainly. Crunch and Drain Punch pretty much just hits his team, and then I got Wish just so I can like pass wishes around. Especially really nice for Goodra and stuff. So, yeah, I just liked how this thing was in this matchup. It just did damage, and that's all you can really ask for. And finally, we have Piloswine. One of the big weaknesses with my team, I think, is that I don't really have enough reliable rockers. I have Piloswine and I have Necrozma, and that's pretty much it. And Piloswine was just better in this matchup. It was Fizz Def, so I could catch the Excadrill off guard. If it like tries to Iron Head me, then I can just like click EQ. It can just stay in even like other threat, the Rapid Spin and EQ, and really just get its health down low. Toxic is for like the Gourgeist and literally like everything else, and then I just got Stealth Rock because that's kind of why it's on the team. And I just put Roar on there in case like Kyurem tries to like set up or something. It's like sets up sub, or like Mew's like or Mew wants to do something. It's just good to have. I could have put Ice Shard over there, but I just decided to go with Roar in the end because sub Kyurem can actually ruin my life. So yeah. So yeah, that's the team that we're bringing here, and I will see you in the battle. Okay, so as we can see, he brought a lot of the stuff I expected. The Rabombi, of course, I knew was probably going to come. The Excadrill I knew was probably going to come. The Kyurem and the Swallow I knew were like almost guarantees. Really, the main surprise here was that he didn't bring Tyranitar, so that means he doesn't have Sand, which is kind of good for me. I found the Gourgeist a little surprising, but not too surprising, just because I do have a Mega Kangaskhan. And then he didn't bring the Luxray because, of course, he is a good player and he knows that Hawlucha is a threat. So, yeah. But looking over this team, I knew that my work was pretty much cut out for me because he also didn't bring the Mew. So what that means for me is that I pretty much just needed to get the Luxray down, and then Hawlucha was able to come in and win. So, yeah, that was my strategy. And let's just see how it plays out. So let's go. Sorry, that was a really half-assed Mario impression. So yeah, he or she, I guess in this case, is gonna lead off. As I'm gonna lead off Taco Coco, he leads off with Rabombi. I knew this was probably gonna be the case, which is why I led off with Coco, because it's like, let's just not let those webs go up. So I'm actually going to taunt here first turn. Just keep that from happening right now. As he's actually going to switch out into the Excadrill, fearing the Thunderbolt, because that can hurt. So yeah, taunt that here. I actually don't want to stay in here because I don't know if this thing is Scarf or not, because it very well could be because it's out of Sand. So I'm actually going to switch out here and go into my Piloswine here on the predicted EQ, as he's actually going to predict that and go for Iron Head. Thankfully I am Fizz Def, so I can take 2 of those. And he's actually going to switch out here because he knows that Earthquake can do quite a bit. So he's going to go to his Gourgeist here. Use first my Evioli. I actually go for the EQ. I should have just gone for the Stealth Rock there. Bad play on my part, because even if he did go for the Iron Head, he would be forced to Rapid Spin and I'd be able to Earthquake anyway. So yeah, that was definitely a poor play on my part, as he's going to Will-O-Wisp me here, and I'm actually going to go for the Stealth Rock. Or no, go for the Toxicare. No, yeah, that's right. I get the Toxicare. And now I believe I do go for the Stealth Rock. But I should have gone for the Stealth Rock a while ago. So yeah, I'm not making the best start here. So anyway, this pumpkin's poisoned. As he's actually gonna switch into his Rabombi here. And this is where I misplayed. I really should have switch out at some point, not let this Rabombi come in and do its thing, as the Electric Terrain's going to disappear, which really doesn't mean anything. So he's going to set up his webs here, and that's exactly what I didn't want, because I completely forgot to bring removal. I guess I didn't forget, I just wasn't really a priority to me, and obviously that's costing me here, because now I have a Coco and a Greninja and a Kangaskhan all slow. So he's going to bring in his Luxray here. I guess predicting a switch, but he's going to switch out now into the Excadrill, as I actually just EQ. Like I said, getting that Luxray weakened is my biggest priority, so I just wanted to take that opportunity if he tried to stay in. But he's going to go into his Excadrill here and take a fair bit amount of damage. But of course, he's just free to Rapid Spin at this point, so it's not really going to be doing me too much good. So I'm actually going to make kind of a quote-unquote risky play, Dr. Evil quotes a risky play, and go into Hawlucha. As he goes for the Rapid Spin, I knew he probably wasn't going to go for the Iron Head, because he wants those rocks gone, because he has 3 things weak to it. So he's actually going to Rapid Spin those away, and now I pretty much have a free turn to do something. So he's going to go into his Luxray here. I'm actually going to sub, because I didn't know what he was going to try to do there. I should have just gone for like the Drain Punch or something, but oh well. So I actually do get a little bit of free damage here on this Luxray, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'm gonna heal back almost back up to where I was. Still not quite. As he Volt Switches and breaks my sub, and he's going to bring in I don't know, remember what he brings in. Brings in the Swallow, right? Yeah, Swallow, because this thing's a huge threat. Really, my only play here is to go into Goodra and tank this Boom Burst, because yeah. Thankfully though, because of the Volt Switch, I knew this thing wasn't physical, just because it wasn't because the Flame Orb or Toxic Orb would have activated. So Goodra's going to be able to eat up that Boom Burst. I'm free to actually just go for the Draco Meteor as he switches into his Rabombi. I didn't really feel like over predicting there just because I am Assault Vest. I can take at least one Moonblast from this thing, as I do, and I'm going to go for the Fire Punch and do quite a bit of damage to this thing. That actually does knock it into Water Shuriken range for Greninja, which is really mainly what I wanted. But he is going to take me out here with a Moonblast, so I now lose my slow switching, and the Rabombi's still there. So I'm going to bring in my Kangaskhan here, actually, and as I take that Sticky Web damage. Like I said, that was Water Shuriken range. I should have just gone in there, but if I happen to just hit twice, then I was kind of screwed. So I'm actually going to make another misplay. This is actually going to be a theme in this game. Let me just say that right now. So I'm going to Mega up. I should have just gone for the Crunch because Moonblast really wasn't going to do that much to me. But I just go for the safe play and go for Fake Out as this Gourgeist continues to stay alive. Going for a Crunch there would have been probably the optimal play though. So I'm going to go into Coco here, predicting the Will-O-Wisp. Coco doesn't really care much about being burned because obviously my only physical move is U-turn. So he's going to Will-O-Wisp me there. I actually avoid the attack. So nice thing there. But yeah, I'm actually just going to go for the U-turn. I'm free to just go back into like Piloswine or something if it decides to stay in and it takes more toxic damage, and it's always fun. So I'm going to go for the U-turn here as he brings in the Excadrill. And I'm actually just going to bring in the, I bring in the Kangaskhan. And here's where I make another misplay. Because here I actually do overpredict. As he stays in, and he actually goes for the Earthquake. And I could have taken this opportunity to Drain Punch and get all my health back, but I decided to go for the Crunch, predicting, and it doesn't kill. So yeah. And believe it or not, after this, I make it even another misplay, because of course Earthquake would kill. The only reason he'd switch out is if he was fearing the Sucker Punch. So I should have just gone for the Wish, like a smart person would do. But I go for the Drain Punch. I honestly have no idea why I did that. I should have just gone for the Wish there, or even like the Crunch. Like I said, I didn't want to keep the Excadrill around just for Hawlucha to set up. So yeah, and I'm actually just going to end up not getting my Kangaskhan burned here, thankfully, as you guys go for the Seed Bomb. But I do want to take this opportunity at least to heal up my Piloswine, so that's what I'm going to do here. But yeah, so Kangaskhan now really weakened, unfortunately. So I'm going to go into Piloswine here, as I know it can take a Seed Bomb, as I tank that Sticky Web, and it goes for the Will-O-Wisp, I guess, predicting... I don't know what he was predicting, but my wish comes true, or MILF Money's wish comes true. So Piloswine is looking nice here, as it can actually Toxic Stall out this Gourgeist, because Seed Bomb is not going to be doing too much to me. So he's going to withdraw here because he knows that, and he's going to go into the Rabombi, as I do get my Stealth Rocks up here again. And here I'm actually just going to sack my Kangaskhan, because at this point there's really like not much reason to keeping it around. But yeah, I misplayed badly with Kangaskhan, like so horribly with that Excadrill and stuff. So yeah, I definitely could have played that better. I should have played that better, and I didn't. So Kangaskhan's going to go down there to that Moonblast, and I'm going to bring in my Greninja, because like I said, I know Water Shuriken can't take this thing out. So I just kind of have to hope that I get lucky here and get 3 Water Shurikens like I'm supposed to. I guess I should say, I hope I don't get unlucky. So there's 1, 2, and third one hits, so that's good at least. So that's gonna go down. Sorry, here actually I kind of screwed up, and computer closed, but yeah. So a lot of things happened here. He brought in his Luxray, I think. I'm going to bring my Piloswine on that, and it's going to do shit. Okay, sorry about that. So we're still looking at a Greninja, actually, with that Water Shuriken in hand. Hopefully that ends soon. I would like to tell you what's going on, but honestly this battle was a while ago and I completely forgot. That sounds like a Will-O-Wisp. Oh no, that's an Earthquake. Okay, that's an Earthquake. Sorry. So the Gourgeist is now taking damage. This is where the toxic stall action happens. So I'm actually just going to stay in here and click Earthquake. This thing is actually just going to keep synthesizing up. His strategy, I realize at this point, he's not going to want to kill this Piloswine, because he knows that if he can bring an Excadrill on this, then he can spin his rocks away. So that's his strategy here. He's going to let this Gourgeist, or try to let this Gourgeist go down. So we're actually just going to go back and forth of these turns for a bit, as I actually go into Coco here, because I don't want that to happen. So I take the Sticky Whip damage, and I'm going to get that Electric Surge up. I can take that Will-O-Wisp. I don't really care. So I know I can just U-turn out here now easily. So that's going to take more toxic damage, and I believe he actually stays in this time. So U-turn out. I'm actually going to go back into Piloswine, and we're just going to continue this whole little toxic stall shenanigans here going on. So this is the point of the match where he just wants to let this thing go down. So he's gonna leftovers, get that poison. Hopefully this doesn't last too much longer. I think that it ends soon. Sorry, that kind of pause there kind of threw me off. So gonna Earthquake here, and this will put it in range of dying to Toxic next turn. So here I make my only good play of the match. No, I'll say only good play. One of my really good plays of this match, which are few and far between, is I'm actually going to go into Greninja here. And because I knew this thing wasn't going to go for a Seed Bomb, it wanted Piloswine still around. So I'm actually going to go into Greninja here on the predicted Will-O-Wisp. So yeah, that kind of sucks because it means my low kicks won't be doing too much at this point. However, it means that he cannot bring the Excadrill into Rapid Spin, because I will kill it with Water Shuriken. So Gourgeist here is actually going to go down to the Toxic, and now Greninja is in a good position because he cannot bring in the Excadrill. So he's going to have to bring in Kyurem here, take some Rocks damage. And at this point, Rocks was kind of crucial to me winning at this point with Lucha, because I needed Luxray weaken as possible. But here is where I make probably my biggest misplay. And I go for Water Shuriken here on the Kyurem, which was really, really dumb, because I knew it wasn't going to be doing too much. I was like, oh, this thing's probably like Scarfed or something. No, it's actually Sub, and I knew it was possibly Sub, like even before I clicked it, but I just went for Water Shuriken anyway. And I'm going to go into why this was a bad play later. As it turns out, he does not have the Fusion Bolt, so he's going to go for the Earth Power. So his Earth Power, Dragon Claw, Roost, Substitute. And so I'm actually going to go for the Dark Pulse here. And the reason this was a misplay was because I could have really used another Spikes. And I'm going to go into that a bit later on why I could have used that. But I should have either Spiked or Dark Pulsed that first turn, because I would have gotten at least one of those if I were to do that play. So he's actually going to take me out with a Dragon Claw here, and Greninja's going to go down. I do know that Coco can take an Earth Power, so I'm actually just going to kind of make a bit of a risk here and go for the Twinkle Tackle. If he subbed on this turn, then that would have been really bad, but I kind of just hoped that he went for another move, as he just goes for the Roost, because he's going to Scout here to see how much it's going to do. And that's really cool. That happens, because now we're going to get this pretty animation, and it's actually going to do what I want it to do. So yeah, it's Leash in the Z move, Twinkle Tackle, funniest name ever, by the way, must I say. So it's gonna, I don't know, do some, like, it's gonna kiss it or something, send it flying, and it just drops. Like, that Kyurem just dropped there, which was a really pretty sight. But here he's gonna go into his Excadrill, and here I should have just actually gone into the Hawlucha, but I'm actually going to let this Coco go down here, as he crits me with the Iron Head and I flinch. So that was kind of cool, which actually just led him to Rapid Spin here, but he misplays and just goes for the Iron Head again. Because he totally could have just Rapid Spin there and get rid of the rocks, but he didn't. So that was good for me. So now I have to bring in Hawlucha, and I just have to hope that this thing can win at this point. So I have this, and I have Piloswine in the back. So I'm just going to set up my SD here because he has to switch out. Is going into his Luxray. And this, by the way, is where... This is really where all my misplays come to fruition here. So I'm going to go for the Swords Dance, and I have to hope, you know, this thing is probably max Fizz Death. I have to crit here. Well, first I'm going to sub, because he has to discharge, and I knew that once I get the electric terrain gone, then I might have a chance to still live here. So I have to hope that I get a crit enough recovery to live this discharge, something. So I go for the Drain Punch, and it leaves him on like literally like 2%. Yeah, so he's gonna go for the discharge here, and that's gonna take the Lucha out. And yeah, so at this point, this game's over. But yeah, that's what I was saying. A spike with that Greninja would have won me there. Putting high jump kick over substitute, like I said in the team builder, could have won me there. Even like not going substitute the first time with Lucha, just going for Drain Punch right off the bat, that could have also won me a game there. Like there were so many like options I had in this game, like how I played the Kang. This was just a bad game. Even there, going for Earthquake, knowing full well he could just bring the Swallow in. I could have just gone for Roar and potentially still kill the Luxray, but yeah, Jack's a very good player. He played very well, obviously. He also had a very good matchup. You know, he did what he needed to do to win. I think I built the way I should have, except for maybe possibly putting high jump kick on Lucha. I just played poorly. Like that's I'm just gonna put it bluntly. I played bad. There are lots of plays I should have made that I didn't. I just wasn't on my game, and honestly, that's the main reason this was a 3-0 in favor of my opponent. Like it could have been, like, it was a lot closer than that. Like, had Halucha killed the Luxray, I would have won. But yeah, you know, I think the way I played, I deserved to get 3-0'd for sure, if not worse. Like that's really it. I just didn't play well. So congrats to Jack for winning this game. He definitely did deserve it. A lot more than I would have. And yeah, so yeah, hopefully we'll bounce back next week versus Shoddy. And then by next week I mean Monday, because this upload is not a week away from that. But let's not talk about that. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. This has been Radithin, and I will see you in the next video. And goodbye.